Are you thinking about making the move to Spring, Texas? Well, today we're diving into everything that you need to know about this awesome suburb located just north of Houston. Spring is a big family-friendly community with plenty of neighborhoods, shopping, and things to do. And by the end of this video, you'll have a solid idea of whether this place is the right fit for you or not. And right now I'm in Old Town Spring, which we'll get into here in just a bit. I'll tell you all about this historic area. But there are tons of great shopping, dining, and amenities all around Spring. And then of course, we're gonna talk all about the schools, which can be a bit tricky, so make sure you stick around for that. And as always, we will tour some of the most popular communities here in Spring. We'll explore some various housing options that you have here and what you can expect to get for your money. So stick around. We have a lot of ground to cover, and let's get started. Now let's talk about location, because Spring, Texas can actually be quite confusing whenever it comes to boundaries, especially for newcomers and even longtime Houston area residents. Now, while the term Spring is commonly used to describe a large portion of northern Harris County and even southern parts of Montgomery County, the original town of Spring, Texas, is also known as Old Town Spring, is actually a much smaller, tiny little area near the intersection of Spring Cypress and Hardy Road, which I'll show you on the map here in just a second. So let's go over all of the zip codes that are gonna be pretty much in the Spring area. So let's jump into my computer and I'll show you everything you need to know. All right, so if you don't know on the map of where Spring, Texas is, it's right here north of Houston, Texas. So we have downtown Houston here, 45 North or Hardy will take you all the way to Spring, Texas. Now, when you type in on a map, Spring, Texas, this is the frustrating part for a lot of people. So I'll type in Spring, Texas, and then it's only gonna give me this little portion here, which is essentially Old Town Spring on this side, but that's not all the area actually covers. This is only one zip code, which is actually 77373. We have several other zip codes. Spring actually comes in, further out here, and it comes all the way down here towards the Klein area and Glenlock Farms. It's a pretty big area. So let me show you the zip codes. I found a little map that I want to show you guys that kind of demonstrates a better visual for you to understand how massive Spring actually is. Okay, so like I said earlier, the Spring itself spans into multiple zip codes. Like 77373 is going to be the primary zip code, which you just saw whenever you type in on the map. However, 77388, which is over here, then we have 389, then we have 386, which is over here, and then parts of 380, 381 and 382. Now 381, 382, and 380 kind of get into the Woodlands area. Now it's important to keep in mind the Woodlands is not itself an incorporated city. The Woodlands is so massive, don't get me wrong, but it was originally built as a master planned community. So a lot of people get frustrated, especially when you look online for homes for sale. A lot of these homes will actually have a Spring address, but still located in the Woodlands area. So it's important, if you want to stay in the Woodlands area, that you want to include the Woodlands when you're searching for houses and Spring at the same time, because if you're only searching for the Woodlands, a house in the Woodlands is actually Spring. It's very frustrating, I know, will not even pop up. And I'll cover the differences of Spring and the Woodlands in a separate video. That is an entirely different topic for an entirely different day. But one thing to keep in mind is that these zip codes here don't always align perfectly with the school district or the school boundaries. For example, 373, which Old Town Spring is in the eastern parts of Spring, is generally considered the least desirable, sadly, because Spring ISD's lower school district ratings compared to other districts, let's say like Tomball or Conroe, which is over here, Conroe ISD, which is essentially the Woodlands, and even Klein ISD coming down over here to 388 area, which those are actually higher rated districts compared to Spring ISD in itself, which we're gonna get into school districts here in just a moment. And to make things even trickier, different areas of Spring are often referred to their relative location to I-45. So this is gonna be I-45 right here, this freeway, this line that comes down here. So we're gonna have Spring East, which is essentially 373, Spring Northeast, which is basically 386. Then we have Spring West I-45, which would pretty much be Klein area, which is 388, 379 areas like that. All of which can have a huge impact on the neighborhood, the school districts, and even home prices. So it's extremely critical that you pay attention to where the house is actually located within Spring itself. So if you're moving to Spring, Texas, it is extremely important that you understand these differences. That's why I always recommend looking into beyond just the name of Spring and dive deeper into the specific zip code, the school district, and even the neighborhood that was going to be or find the best fit that fits your lifestyle and what exactly you're looking for. Yes, I know this is extremely confusing, and I hope by now, by looking at the map, you have a better understanding of all the zip codes and the different areas you could possibly land within Spring itself. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's keep it moving. All right, so let's talk about the economy here. The Spring is home to about 63,000 people in the official census designated area, which is basically Old Town Spring. But when you factor in the surrounding communities or Greater Spring, that number is much, much higher. And the median household income here sits at just above $86,000. And when it comes to housing, prices can vary quite a bit depending on where you're looking. On average, homes in Spring will go for about $406,000 with an average price per square foot of $165. Now, the local economy here is strong thanks in part to some major employers in the area. ExxonMobil's massive 382-acre campus has 20 buildings and employs nearly 10,000 people right here in Spring. And Hewlett-Packard's global headquarters is also in the area with over 330,000 square foot campus and a workforce of over 61,000 employees worldwide. So whether you're looking for a place to settle down or a spot with solid job opportunities, Spring really has a lot to offer. Okay, now let's talk about the schools here in Spring. Now the schools in Spring can be a bit tricky since the area is split between different school districts depending on where you live in Spring. If you're in Harris County, your Spring address could put you in either Spring ISD or Klein ISD. And if you're in Montgomery County, you'll be zoned to what's called Conroe ISD, more familiar with the Woodlands area. Now let's talk about ratings. Spring ISD has an overall C+ rating and unfortunately tends to rank on the lower side compared to other districts in the Houston area. Klein ISD, on the other hand, has an overall A rating and ranks 15th out of 51 school districts in the Houston region, making it one of the better districts here in Harris County. Now, Conroe ISD is interesting because it also boasts an A rating and is actually ranked the #1 district in Montgomery County, placing 9th out of 51 in the Houston metro area. So in essence, if schools are a big factor in your move, it's definitely worth checking out which district your future home falls into. Just pay attention to that during your home search because Spring is massive. Again, there's 3 districts that potentially your home could fall into. Let me introduce you to City Place. Now, this is a 2,000-acre mixed-use development right here in Spring, Texas that is really redefining the way that we live, the way that we work, and the way that we play. Now, imagine a place where you can stroll through 290 acres of parks and natural corridors, explore 46 miles of trails connecting to the Spring Creek Greenway, and enjoy a dynamic blend of shopping, dining, and entertainment options. Pretty cool, right? Now, City Place isn't just about leisure either. It's a major hub for professionals too. With over 21,000 jobs and counting, it's home to big corporate campuses for industry giants like ExxonMobil, which is just around the corner, and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, basically HP. So whether you're looking to settle into one of the 5,000 home sites here and multifamily units or just visiting, the community offers over 1,000 hotel rooms to accommodate your stay as well. Designed with an eye for art and architecture, City Place seamlessly blends urban charm with natural beauty. It's a place where innovative mobility solutions encourage walking, biking, and scooting along, making daily routines a breeze. Plus, with a focus on sustainability and health, the community ensures that eco-smart buildings and green spaces are integral to its design. So whether you're a nature enthusiast or maybe a foodie, or maybe you're a professional working for one of those corporations that I just told you about, this place is a dynamic environment. Now, City Place has something special for you. So come on by and experience the perfect fusion of city living and natural beauty. All right, if you're looking for a place with small town charm, unique shopping, and just a little bit of history, then you've got to check out where I'm at right now. It's called Old Town Spring. Now, this cozy little district is packed with over 100 locally owned shops, restaurants, and galleries, all set in historic buildings that give it that classic vintage vibe, and it's the perfect spot to stroll around, grab a bite to eat, maybe even grab a bite to drink, or grab something to drink, and find some one-of-a-kind treasures that you can't find at those corporate centers. But Old Town Spring isn't just about shopping, it's got a rich past too. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, this area was a booming railroad town, serving as a key stop destination for travelers and businesses alike. Legend even has it that outlaws like Bonnie and Clyde once passed through here. And over the years, it's transformed into this super charming shopping center and entertainment district while still holding onto its historic roots, which is quite interesting. Most shops here are open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And there's always something fun going on here, from seasonal festivals to live music events. And so whether you're here for the history, the shopping, or just some good old bites to eat, Old Town Spring is definitely worth the visit. If you're looking for a spot with great shopping, awesome restaurants, and a cool laid back kind of vibe, you've got to check out this place where I'm at right now called Vintage Park. Now this place is a European style charm, Mediterranean type vibe, as you can tell behind me. Has beautiful fountains, cobblestone walkways, and a central plaza that's perfect for really just kind of hanging out. And there are over 50 different shops, restaurants, and services. So whether you're craving sushi, you want some tacos, or you want that nice fancy steak dinner, you'll find plenty of options here at Vintage Park. And if you're into live music, by the way, they've got it every single weekend by the fountains from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., which makes for a perfect night out. So whether you're here to shop, you want to grab a drink or a bite to eat, or just maybe just hang out and chill, Vintage Park has a little bit of everything. It's definitely worth the spot checking out. All right guys, it's time for our neighborhood tours. We're going to tour some of the most popular and well-known neighborhoods here in the Spring area. And the first one that we're going to tour is called Falls at Imperial Oaks, otherwise known as, or AKA known as the Falls. Now this is a master planned community just east of the Woodlands, offering resort style amenities, scenic views, and convenient access to major highways, shopping, and employment centers. Now residents here have quick and easy access to I-45 and Grand Parkway, which is also 99, and the Hardy Toll Road. And so they can easily reach the Woodlands, they can ExxonMobil campus, and a variety of other shopping and dining and entertainment options. Now the Falls is going to be located in 77386 zip code, and homes here go for 300K on the low end, and right now up to 700K on the high end. And the average home price here is around $461,000. So I wanted to show you the best homes on the market, or whatever has recently sold in this neighborhood at that price point. And I ended up with this one right here behind me. Now that beauty sold for $550,000, and it's 3,100 square feet, nestled on a 7,500 square foot lot. It has about 4 bedrooms, or does have 4 bedrooms, and it's 3.5 bathrooms. Now the tax rate here in the Falls is not too bad for a newer master plan community like this. It's at 2.56%, and the HOA dues aren't bad either, coming in at $650 annually. Now the community is known for its resort style living, featuring the Lake Club, which is a 4,200 square foot hub with a pool, fitness center, splash pad, and it has event spaces, walking trails, parks, a private dog park that adds to the appeal of the neighborhood. And many homes boast lakefront views as well. Has wooded lots and cul-de-sac locations, creating pretty much a really peaceful retreat. Now the Falls at Imperial Oaks is zoned to Conroe ISD, not Spring ISD and not Klein ISD. Conroe ISD is highly rated, and the schools that this specific subdivision zoned to is Burnham Woods Elementary and York Junior High, making it a popular choice for a lot of families. And the neighborhood is divided into sections with homes from builders like David Weekley, which is an awesome builder by the way, Lennar, and Village Builders, offering everything from charming one-story homes to luxurious estates in private gated sections. And with its ideal location, easy access to major employers, and proximity to shopping centers like the Woodlands Mall and Grand Parkway Marketplace, the Falls provides both convenience and a strong sense of community. Outdoor enthusiasts can enjoy Woodson's Gully Nature Trail, Lake Holcomb, which is literally just right behind me, and several parks and playgrounds that are scattered throughout this community. With the versatility of this community, it's certainly and definitely worth checking out. Put this on your list if you want to move to Spring, Texas. All right, guys, the second neighborhood that I want to tell you about, or that you definitely need to know about, is called Glenlock Farms. Now, this is one of the most popular master plan communities in Spring, and it's one of the larger master plan communities here in Spring as well. It's located off of Spring Cypress and super close to Grand Parkway, which is 99, which makes it easy to just get about pretty much anywhere in the Houston region. So whether you're headed to Tomball, the Woodlands, or downtown Houston, pretty easy drive. Now, Glenlock is located in the zip code of 77379, and homes here go for $300,000 at the lower end to $1.5 million on the higher end. And the average price of a home here is around $559,000. So as you can tell, these homes are slightly newer than some of the older communities around the Spring area. So like I said, this master plan community isn't new, just a little bit newer. Okay, so being that the average price is around $559, I found one that's currently pending right now. It's on the market, it's pending. They have a contract with the buyer, and it's going to be that beauty right there. And that's listed at $625,000, and it's 3,700 square feet on a 8,800 square foot lot size. It has 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Not too bad. The tax rate here in Glenlock Farms is pretty attractive, coming in at 2.14%. Not too bad, honestly, for a master plan community. And the HOA dues are going to be on the higher side, coming in at $1,150 annually, only because it is a newer master plan community. So there's a lot here that has to be paid for as far as amenities are concerned. And one of the biggest reasons why people love living here is the convenience. I mean, you've got high rated schools, easy commute times, and tons of shopping and restaurants. Plus, if you're into golf, this neighborhood is home to a 27-hole golf course. And while we're on the subject of that, let's talk about some more amenities. There's a lot to cover here in Glenlock Farms. Now, there's 3 different recreational centers with pools, sports facilities, including an 8-lane competition pool, which I'll show you here in just a minute. And there's also an equestrian facility, a fitness center, a women's club, a bark park for the pups, and beautiful ponds that are going to be scattered out through the community here at Glenlock Farms. Plus, there are sidewalks everywhere, which some of these neighborhoods, or some of the older neighborhoods, they don't have sidewalks. So that makes it a little bit easier for jogging, walking, or just exploring the community in general. And now for schools, Glenlock Farms is going to be zoned to Klein ISD, which is an A-rated school known for college prep, sports, clubs, and grade A teachers. Definitely a solid school district for families here in the Spring area. And when it comes to shopping and dining, you've got H-E-B, Kroger, Walmart, and Grand Parkway Marketplace, which is around the corner. Has everything from Target, TJ Maxx, Ulta, PetSmart, Five Below, all the chains basically. I mean, there's also plenty of restaurant options to choose nearby as well. Whether you're craving sushi, you want some delicious Tex-Mex food, which is one of my favorite cuisines ever. I love Tex-Mex, I live for Tex-Mex. If you're not from Texas, we live for Tex-Mex down here, so just watch yourself. All right, so whether you're looking for a master plan community with top-notch amenities, a great location, and easy access to pretty much everything you could ever want or need, Glenlock Farms should definitely be on your list and is certainly worth considering. All right, now let's talk about Memorial Northwest, which is another great neighborhood here in Spring, not to be confused with Memorial close in or Memorial in Houston. We're still way outside of Houston. Now, Memorial Northwest is located near Grand Parkway, which is 99. It has easy access off Champions Forest Drive and Stubner Airline Drive. That means you are in a super convenient spot, close to Tomball, close to the Woodlands, and even Houston if you need to commute into the city. So why do people love living here in this neighborhood specifically? Well, for starters, the homes here are pretty big and spacious. We're talking spacious layouts, big yards, a low HOA fee, which is always a plus. And the neighborhood is also located, or going to be zoned to Klein ISD, which has an A rating, making it a popular choice for a lot of families. And with quick access to major highways, shopping, and restaurants, you've pretty much got everything that you need just minutes away from here. And Memorial Northwest is going to be located in the zip code of 77379, and homes here on the low end are going to be 300,000, and on the higher end you're looking more around that $650,000 range as of the making of this video, of course. And the average home price here right now listed is at $418,000. So trying to find one of the homes here in this neighborhood that I think were the best listed as far as the most updated on the inside and what it looks like, and in the most average price range here in this neighborhood is going to be this house up here that we're coming up on right now. We're on a cul-de-sac lot, as you can see. It's going to be that one right there. Now that's listed at $400,000, and it's 2,800 square feet, nestled on an 11,400 square foot lot, and it has 5 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 2 half baths. Now the tax rate here is also very attractive in my opinion, coming at 1.9%, and the annual HOA dues here are a little bit on the higher side, coming in at $787 annually. Now the amenities in this neighborhood are pretty good because Memorial Northwest has some pretty awesome ones actually. I mean, there's a community water park, a huge pool, they have fitness centers, they have tennis courts, playgrounds, parks, and countless walking trails. And they also have tons of neighborhood events too. Clubs, a swim team, and even a tennis team. So there's always something going on here at Memorial Northwest. And if you have kids, there's even a school within walking distance, which is also a huge plus. And as for schools, like I mentioned, it's Zone 2 Klein ISD, which is one of the top rated districts in the area with strong college prep, sports, and extracurricular programs. Definitely a great district if education is a big factor for you and you still want to stay in the Spring area. And when it comes to shopping and dining, you're just minutes from Vintage Park, which I showed you earlier, which is a nice little shopping center, and you're close to Grand Parkway, the marketplace, and stores like H-E-B, Kroger's, Walmart's, Target, and all that stuff. It's all here and close nearby. And if you're looking for a nice little bite to eat, you've got options like Hat Creek Burger, Panera Bread, Zaxby's, Bluefin Sushi, and Uncle Julio's, just to name a few. And one of the coolest things about this neighborhood in general is the variety of home styles. Now there are over 2,200 homes here built between 1970s and the 1990s, and you'll see everything from traditional and colonial to English, Tudor, and French styles. Some homes even look like mini castles, which is kind of cool. My wife hates the little castle look, but I like them. And it gives the neighborhood just an overall very unique type of feel. So if you're looking for a large, spacious home with great schools and a community with awesome amenities, Memorial Northwest should absolutely be on your list of contenders. All right, let's talk about Champion Forest, which is one of the more established and upscale neighborhoods here in Spring. And if you love big homes, spacious yards, and streets lined with towering trees like pine trees like that behind me, this might be a place for you to check out. It's got that classic, elegant feel with homes in a mix of styles from more traditional to maybe a little bit more modern. And this neighborhood is in a prime location sitting between Highway 249 and Stubner Airline Road with easy access to Cypresswood. So getting around is actually relatively easy and pretty convenient. You're minutes away from great restaurants, shopping spots, and everyday essentials, making life pretty stress-free. Now, Champion Forest is located in the 77379 zip code, and homes here go for $300K at the lower end, all the way up to $1 million on the higher end. And the average home price here is around $525,000. So being with the average price point being around that, I wanted to find a home that I could showcase to you guys here in Champion Forest in that average price range. And it's going to be this little beauty right here. This house is listed at $525,000, and it's 3,300 square feet, nestled on the 8,000 square foot lot, and it has 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Now, the tax rate here is a very attractive 2% in this neighborhood, and the HOA dues are pretty low as well, coming in at $300 annually. And Champion Forest is going to be zoned to Klein ISD, which is one of the top rated districts here in the area. So if schools are a priority for you and you want to be in the Spring area, Klein ISD is actually a pretty good option. And as for amenities, there's a local golf course, which is right around the corner, and also comes with a beautiful pool, tennis courts, and walking trails that'll weave through the course itself. Plus, you've got Meyer Park right nearby where you'll find spots, you'll find sports fields, you'll find playgrounds, picnic areas, and even a pond for fishing, which is pretty cool. So whether you're into sports, nature or just relaxing afternoons on the outdoors, there's a little bit of something for everybody. And one thing people really love about Champion Forest is the tight-knit community feel that's here. There are neighborhood events. The HOA here is actually pretty active, keeping everything looking great, and even the community patrols to help keep things safe, that extra layer of security here. It's got that small town charm while still being close to pretty much everything that the city of Houston has to offer. So if you're looking for a beautiful, well-kept neighborhood with a mix of luxury, convenience, and a true community type of vibe, Champion Forest might just be the perfect spot for you, and it's definitely worth to be on your list for consideration. All right, last but not least, we have Northampton Estates. Now, Northampton Estates is one of the most charming and established neighborhoods here in Spring, Texas. And if you love big homes, you love mature trees, and you want like that quiet and peaceful atmosphere, this place is definitely worth checking out. Now, the houses here were mostly built between the 70s and the 90s, so you'll find spacious lots, unique architecture, and plenty of room for outdoor living, which is really nice. And one of the things that makes Northampton really stand out is its location. Again, I mean, all these neighborhoods are pretty much situated in a prime location, but this one, it's right off Gosling Road, which is super close to the Woodlands Parkway and I-45. So you get that quiet suburban feel while still being pretty much minutes away from all shopping, restaurants, and all of the everyday essential items. Now, Northampton is in a different zip code than what we've seen thus far. This one's in 77389, and homes here go for $350,000 at the lower end and $1.1 million on the higher end, and that is of the making of this video. And the average price of a home here is going to land you around $548,000. So being that we're at 548, there is a house that we're coming up on that I wanted to show you guys that I think would be an excellent property to showcase to you guys for what you can get here in an average price point. And we're coming up, let's see. Oh, I love how quiet this neighborhood is. I love older established communities here, but it's going to be that house right there behind me. And that one is listed at $530,000, and it's 2,700 square foot, nestled on a 12,600 square foot lot. And it has 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. Now, the tax rate here is just a little bit higher than what we have seen so far, coming in at 2.28%. And the HOA dues, though, they're smaller, coming in at $480 annually. Now, a big perk about this community is the Willow Creek Golf Club. Now, if you're into golf, or maybe you just love the idea of walking up to a beautiful golf course with views, this neighborhood has that going for it. And even if you're not a golfer, having a well-maintained scenic course nearby just adds to the charm and overall appealing factor for the overall community. Now, Northampton itself has some great amenities too. Has a neighborhood pool, has a tennis court, has a fitness center, and a whole system of parks and trails. So whether you're looking for a morning jog, a playground for the kids even, or just a nice green space to kind of just relax and just soak in the quietness of this area, Northampton really has all of that. And it's also zoned to Klein ISD, which is obviously, we've talked about that many times, it's one of the top rated districts here in the area, which is also another big plus. And one of the coolest things about Northampton is it's a generational neighborhood. So a lot of people who grew up here end up coming back to raise their own families, which is kind of cool, which really says something pretty much overall about the sense of community that you get here in Northampton. It's one of those places that just feels like home, I guess. So it's really easy to see why so many people love Northampton. Well, hey, that is gonna wrap up our Spring Texas tour for today. I truly hope that you found value in this video. And if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all things current of the Houston real estate market. My name is Andrew Lake. I'm with the Life in Houston Realty team, and we get calls and text messages from people just like yourself who are wanting to relocate to the Houston area, or maybe you already live here in the Houston region, you're wanting to move from one suburb to another. Whatever the case is, it does not matter if you are 9 days out or 9 months out. My team and I would be delighted, honored, and thrilled to help make your transition a smooth one. And in addition to that, if you are relocating from out of state, we understand that some of our relocation clients are extremely pressed for time and may not always have the luxury of actually physically visiting a property in person before making an offer. And sometimes markets don't even really allow that to happen depending on how hot things that can actually get down here. So if that is you and you are pressed for time and you are unable to get here before you can make an offer, we are completely willing to do what's called a virtual tour with you, where we will jump on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever kind of face-to-face app that we can use through our phones so you can physically or virtually walk through this property. This helps alleviate any sort of stress that you might endure during the relocation process, and that's what we're all about, is making this process as smooth, easy, and stress-free as possible. Again, my name is Andrew Lake with the Life in Houston Realty team. I look forward to meeting you. I will also leave all of my information in the description box down below. And if you're watching this on your TV, I'll even leave a QR code probably there or there, somewhere around there for you to scan so you can book a call with myself or a member of my team. Again, I look forward to meeting you. And this is going to wrap up our video for today. See you guys soon.